Warning. The content in this podcast contains some explicit language which may be offensive to some listeners and may be inappropriate for children. Therefore, the content in this podcast is intended for a mature audience only. Despite recent reforms, the United States still incarcerates 698 people for every 100,000 residents, more than any other country. Compared to that number, the women's incarceration rate of 133 seems quite small. But it's the highest incarceration rate for women in the world. And meanwhile, the overall U.S. incarceration rate is falling. The women's rate remains at a historic high. Only 4% of the world's female population lives in the U.S., but the U.S. accounts for over 30% of the world's incarcerated women. Oklahoma has had a long reputation for over-incarcerating women, especially mothers dealing with drug and alcohol addictions. But having children also opens up Oklahoma women to incarceration when they are victims of abuse. In a recent case, a father violently abused a mother and her children and got probation. But the mother in that case was sentenced to 30 years for failing to protect their children when he broke their daughter's bones. Up until 2019, Oklahoma was the number one state for the rates of incarcerating women. Oklahoma is now number 2, with Louisiana as number 1. Oklahoma incarcerates 151 women per 100,000 women in their state. Top reasons for incarceration in the state of Oklahoma are drug-related nonviolent crimes. These crimes have landed women in prison for up to 20 years for first-time felony charges. Women in the state of Oklahoma receive longer sentences for crimes than any other state. If women in the state of Oklahoma continue to be incarcerated at the rate that they are being incarcerated, there is an expected growth of 60% in the next 10 years.
So, when'd you fall in love with hip-hop?
Right here, what we're going to do is go back.
Alright, so this is MochaTea, this is Capri,
This is Mika.
and this is Dante. And we have 2 guests with us today. If y'all want to introduce yourselves.
I'm Raina. She gets on my nerves. And
She
I'm
been cutting
Raven.
up already.
Cutting up.
Alrighty. So, I guess y'all can tell us, how was y'all's weekend?
It was fabulous. You know, I'm happy them kids went back to school on Monday. Monday, couldn't get there fast enough.
Girl,
Mine was cool. I didn't do nothing. I just worked and went home.
Hold on, did you slide that girl that came in? Did you slide her into my Saturday appointment since I...
Gonna get all
I ended up sliding my friend's mama who I made a wig for, so I just ended up sliding her
So
to
she
my
slid
appointment.
that.
Yeah.
girl, did you see you see that Harold that you see on yesterday, girl, that photo shoot you see from
No,
her?
I gotta see
I
him.
tagged you, baby.
Yes,
Hold on.
they was
Yes,
fine.
ma'am, I did. We was
You tagged me on
fine.
Facebook.
On Instagram, I
Okay,
tagged you.
okay,
Oh, you
I
did
got
tag,
it.
I did see
I
that.
did tag you on Instagram.
So she
girl.
Who did
reposted
y'all?
mine. Yeah.
Who did y'all pictures?
This guy named BC.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check out his wife.
Mika was cute yesterday.
How the Kaylin is the one we like. The Kaylin's our favorite. Not that BC's not our favorite. We love you too, BC, but Kaylin is our favorite. So
Damn.
Well,
Shout out to them both.
You know what I'm saying? No, shout out to them both. Because
shout out to them both.
They both do our photo shoots.
Yes.
So we will say
Y'all
that.
they
just
both work
use
really
with
well.
who's available.
No, not
At the
really.
moment.
Okay, so I don't have really like past history with Kaylin. So like more provocative photos, I'm kind of more comfortable with that in that space with him. Like when it goes to like family photos, like BC did my family photos. So if y'all
you
ever
want
seen
here to quitter. You rather do it where they know you don't really know the person.
Well,
They-
see, the one that
she do.
I know BC. I know BC through my son's father.
Oh,
so
okay, makes you feel
it's just
uncomfortable.
real uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then I know
so
his
you use them for according
Different
to what
things.
for
they
certain
pictures
things,
are. Okay,
right?
yeah.
Not that BC's not good. It's just when it comes to like individuals and more provocative and more sexier image and pictures,
You more
we use
comfortable love
with
with
Kayla.
somebody who's not your baby daddy's
Exactly.
home.
Exactly. You know how they go. Yeah.
A little bit.
Right. So I don't want nobody to have no kind of,
Exactly.
So what y'all doing? Nothing.
Well, I don't even
Okay.
know my baby daddy, so go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
When you don't know your body, right? You better stop telling people we got kids together.
I know one day they said people should stop telling people they had sex with you. You had sex with them after so many years because it's not even the same vagina.
Right.
Yeah.
It's restored.
Like, right.
After 7 years, it's
no
gone.
more.
Yeah. Just like
It's
Chris.
right.
Right, it's
I'm a
gone.
whole new woman.
Like, hold on, we had.
Okay.
Who are you?
Exactly.
Because she really don't even know you.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, she
You
forgot
hear me?
by this time. I mean,
Okay.
You don't even make her feel
She
some kind of way
started
no
over.
more. Hold on, look, the new nigga making them tingles throughout the day.
Right.
So she don't even
not
know
that
who you
old
are
shit.
no more.
Not that old shit.
So we had a really busy weekend. Mika's birthday stuff. I feel like we did something every day of the weekend.
Man, every day of the week, shit, it felt like.
Damn near. Well,
Yeah.
Dante that's because Dante's out here being all smart and shit.
Yeah. But that's okay, Dante. You get that masters. You hear me?
Go on and master that shit.
Exactly.
Yes.
But we did kick it hard.
Yes.
I know y'all
Yes.
did, but I was tired. I thought about y'all.
That's okay.
I should have just left her.
But it's okay.
It's okay.
I know.
You
We
kicked
had
it
fun.
Saturday, Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. Well,
And then we
and then we
said
have
yesterday.
Dante's birthday this weekend.
Yep.
And she
y'all
still
doing?
don't know what she's doing.
She don't know.
nothing.
Probably Trappy Hour for sure on Friday, I'm sure.
It's been looking kind of empty for
It
the
has.
pictures.
Probably because it's
Trappy
the end of
Hour?
the summer.
Yeah. Hey, when last
Just
time you
this
been?
last.
Oh, when I went up in there, I was probably in there for about 10 minutes because I looked like a killer. And it was for real. It was so packed. And I had to call my homegirl like, bitch, it is some birds in the building we ain't never seen. Girl, I want to get down here, but I got to go because I look a mess. But
Girl, it do
it
be
was
packed.
real grown when I went. It was like really, really grown. Everybody looked so good. Like,
We actually have. We enjoy it.
Yeah,
when
we've
we
been
go.
a few
Yeah.
times and we have
Yeah.
a real good time. But the pictures I saw last week, it was kind of empty. And I
I
don't know
think
if
it
it's
started
because
kind of falling off.
school starting back. You know,
Yeah.
parents got to pick their
Parents got it. Ain't no
Yeah.
time. Ain't no extra time.
Ain't
Right.
no Trappy Hour time.
Ain't no trappy out.
Right. So maybe
oh,
that's
but
what it
yeah,
is.
because it is a Friday.
Because you know,
Yeah.
and then
Get
it's
your
at
little
5.
ass
You gotta be in
kids.
the line for your kids. You know, you gotta.
And football season.
You gotta go.
Previews.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
think
yeah.
that was a lot of it. Like previews.
We
was
was,
last
a lot of
week.
people was at
Oh,
previews.
yeah.
Oh, it's Labor Day weekend, so it may be popping.
We'll
Maybe.
see.
Yeah, we can
We'll
go see.
We'll go.
I figured we
I
might.
might get a little ratchet hair and slide
go
through
on
there.
and
You know?
slide
It's like a family reunion,
It
and then you
is.
get to stunt on some of the mill with folks that we used to look. They used to look
I
at us
don't
real
even know
weird.
them though. Like who are?
No.
Went to
No,
School together?
no. Some of them you gonna know. All right, I don't play.
I
So
play.
this-
You know I play.
Hold on. I don't play.
You don't
I be like, I say hi to those that say hi to me. Those that don't be like, I didn't got what? Like, we went for
Oh, I'm boosted already. So there we go. I'm already moving.
We went for it.
Okay.
So,
You know me.
what are you? Why are you conflicted? In the last 20 years, we have not spoken. So, what is the problem?
And then the thing, like with Trappy Hour, it seems like everybody want to buy you drinks because they only $5.
And that's
Right.
what's up though.
And so
I'm scared of them $5 drinks.
Man,
Strange
you should
things
be.
happen with $5 drinks.
Because
Yeah.
they
every
Yeah.
time we didn't win.
We've
I
been
think
a little
last time I
tipsy.
had 4 drinks. The time before that, I don't even remember.
10.
Because, probably because my phone died. Girl, just every time I done been, like I've been drinking so much. So yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
So,
God kept me out of there then.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though.
it's cool.
It's
You'll
cool.
enjoy it.
The patio is cool.
I
Like
need
the whole
to get
little
that
vibe is
wig
cool.
right for Friday. Slayed by the rave.
Yeah, okay, exactly.
Hey,
Go on and make your appointment.
Yeah, go and give a plug.
I got mine on the wig stand. I just need some juice to it, baby.
she get on
I need some juice.
Alrighty, so I got a couple questions for everybody. We're gonna have fun first, and then we'll go into the
Okay.
topic. All right. So this topic is to kiss or not to kiss. Can a man kiss you after eating you out?
He can't me because see my product is good. So I trust my product all day. So I know that after you get done doing what you're doing or whatever, I personally don't mind. I mean, it doesn't
bother you?
I'm just
you
nasty.
think?
I'm finna flow, y'all.
Oh shit!
I guess it really depends on the circumstance. You know what I'm saying? Circumstances is what it changed me. You know what I'm saying? If I was just sliding, no, you can't kiss me in my mouth. Because I don't know where your mouth been. And I'm hoping it ain't been nowhere bad. So we both don't go down.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We was in,
Relationship.
Yeah, that's what the person that's trying to.
But
We're having constant relations. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right. So if because this thing, she be put together. So then, when you go down there, you come up and you go back down there, because you gotta come up for a little air. You go back down there. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine with it now. I don't know, because
That's not one of them hit or quitters.
Oh no! Yeah, that's doing something strange right there. Yeah, no.
Well, I got a couple strange notches on my belt. I think it's what give us flavor. Flavor. You got no strange. You got no flavor. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a little transparent with my flavor. You know what I'm saying?
I have thought about strange things, but
it's what bring the flavor. You know what I'm saying? Then you can be like, not him.
Not him.
I ain't gonna tell you why, friend. I'm just tell you don't come.
Just tell him no.
Yeah.
Not him. I'm just gonna tell you up front. Not him.
Yeah, I ain't gonna give you no details.
Not him.
Like,
Okay.
Not that one.
Well, as long as you say
Reconsider.
Not him. Yeah. That's all I need to know.
not him.
All I'm gonna say is reconsider. And I'm gonna
go ahead and be okay with that.
Right.
I ain't gotta ask no questions.
Right.
Somebody tell me that, I'm good.
I'm gonna just say reconsider. And I'm gonna.
And then I'm good. Yeah.
Right.
I ain't even gotta know.
Right.
I don't even want no details.
Me either.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say reconsider though. We're gonna keep it cute, sis.
Mika, Dante?
I mean, that's why I said, as long as we in a serious relationship, I'm good on it.
Yeah, what's serious?
Nigga.
Consistent?
I mean, somebody that you kissing on anyway.
Consistent is nasty, period.
I don't really kiss like that anyway.
Right, you don't kiss everybody.
I don't kiss everybody anyway, so if we ain't kissing,
then you can't kiss me when you go down?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because 9 out of times we probably just fucking, and that's what we need to do is go ahead and do that.
And go on. All right.
Go on about our
All right.
I can respect it.
Okay.
I'm like y'all. If this is what we do on a regular basis, come on back up. I'm like Raven. Come up, get your air, go back down. Come up, get some more air, go back. We good.
Because I'm just breathing life back into you, baby. Little CPR. I probably done smothered you to death down there. So when you come up and kiss me, I'm just breathing life back into you. You know what I mean?
You probably right.
Yeah. We're giving you a little more life. So would you have an issue with the man refusing to kiss you after he ate you out? Or after you gave him oral, sorry. Not after he ate you out. But you down there giving him oral. Or you giving him head. And he said, and you come up to kiss him and he said,
Well, first of all.
What's she about to say?
Oh, Jesus. For one, you got to get the grade A inspection because they got shit you can't rinse off around this motherfucker. For real. I done seen little girls with something like, damn, nigga, you ain't in your prime. You ain't got warmed up yet. Yeah. How you got the karate? You know what I'm saying? Or the things on your lips and all this. I mean, I'm going to be like,
But if it's your man.
But if it's your man.
I'm, with my man.
If he say no, you can't.
Well, then he ain't no longer my man.
He ain't. Try me if you want to.
Yeah, you no longer my man either.
For one, I ain't I'm not randomly out just giving head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it gotta be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it's
So
my
I'm
man,
giving you head.
and it's my
And I come up to you better.
Nigga, you better.
Right.
What? I'm about to kiss you, Dan. I'm about. Play with me if you want to.
Okay.
Dante?
Yeah, I'll be pissed off. Or you ain't getting no more head.
One or the other.
One of the
If
other.
I can't kiss you in your mouth after I do it, I'm not doing it again.
Right.
Well, I ain't.
So don't even worry about it.
That would end
That's
that's
just like, that's like, I mean, I kiss you when you come up for mine because I know mine, like Raven say, it's squeaky clean down there.
Yeah, that's
so what's wrong? That's what I'm going to stop and say, so what's wrong with it?
Exactly.
But some dudes just don't like that. But some dudes just, they ain't nasty like that. They all, I want you
I know you
to
supposed to
kiss
get
me.
the same dick that's on my breast. It's about to
Exactly.
be on yours. Okay. Exactly.
You eating dick today, brother.
Yeah.
You ain't prepared to eat this dick today, baby. Or get your little boy ass the fuck on some goddamn work.
Little boy, because that's what that
She's
would be.
a little boy.
I can't be here no more, huh?
For real.
That hurt. Love don't live here no more. Okay, baby.
I will unfriend your ass.
Hold on, that's like that text message I sent y'all when that motherfucker said, "Can you get some condiments?" But she spelled kind of mints, and he said, like you talking about like the complimentary mints that they give out, and she said, no, kind of mints, spelled kind of mints. Talking about no, like ketchup and mustard. He said, "Bitch, you got 2 hours to get up the fuck." You got 2 hours to go. You got to go, nigga. If I can't kiss you again, I'm gonna be like, so what's wrong with your dick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
you
gonna do
afraid?
expecting. Cause nowadays they messing with boys and girls that like other boys that like boys, and you don't ever know what's going on.
Right.
You don't know what's going
You
on.
show the fuck don't. It's
Right.
scary.
That is.
It is.
Well, just know y'all gonna see me famous because I'm gonna run over both them bitches.
Shit, for real.
All right, second question, second group of questions. Have you ever let a man come on your face?
No.
I know I have.
Hell, fuck. You know I
I'm
ain't.
gonna tell you why. Man, I just feel like that's some grade A porno shit. You know what I'm
I
saying?
ain't ready for no shit like
Yeah,
that.
don't get me wrong. Like when I get married, I might try some shit like that. But I feel like that ain't just no average shit. You know what I'm saying? You got hands on my face. You gotta pay the mortgage and the motherfucker before I pay me to something like that. Shit is real.
That is.
Like that shit
right.
might give me acne to the motherfucking nose or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not no average shit. Like you done motherfucking bought all the kids' school clothes or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Impress me, nigga.
That ain't
You know
no
what I'm
average
saying? That's not it.
No, you can't. Everybody
Look at
can't.
this. Look at this motherfucker. She said. Look what she said. I looked over there. I said, that ain't normal. She said. Oh, bro, excuse me. Let me step back. Hold on. Sorry. That motherfucker did this. She said.
So clearly there's something you've done, Frank.
I mean, I was married for a long time, of course.
Okay,
you
that's
were.
okay. That's
You was.
understandable.
I've been married a long time, and
The
I
Raven say, bitch, I wasn't married.
I was married. That's why they was quiet over here. They said,
We was like, up on this side of the room, and it was like,
yeah. They wasn't saying nothing.
my man, he was taking a real good care of me. You know,
Okay. That's okay.
Bill got paid, like, you know, so I sucked him to sleep.
Instead of let it go all over my face, baby. Come on. It's all right, little mash.
You know,
before
Dante get
bedtime.
that little smile. She wasn't going to say nothing.
No, I was listening to y'all and I'm looking over at her and Raven. I'm like, we both just
Yeah,
sit here.
y'all both just sit here. I know she, yeah.
Look, we didn't have come all over. We both just,
With your eyes closed.
Look, they looking.
What you like this?
Look what you like that. Don't get it in my eyes. Don't get it in that shit. Don't get it in my eyes.
Hell no. No, bitch.
Oh man, this bitch is
We already
dumb.
know.
No, but to be honest with you, I feel nasty after I know. Like, ooh, if you
I
need
do
to
too.
take a bath, I need to take a bath. I don't
feel
even
nasty
like you
after?
like
I
that
do.
no more. Yeah,
After
like
you come?
instantly nasty. Like,
Like immediately nasty.
bad.
I don't feel instantly nasty.
I don't feel. I
No,
just-
listen, I had like
I can pass out like that. I be feeling like a nigga like.
I do that too.
I be like drained
I
like.
do too.
oh, you never take these hoes men's right here.
Yeah.
Look, they like,
Like
I feel nigga like.
I be ready to lay
Girl,
down.
look, girl, my dick fell out my box.
He can't even go get a towel and wipe me out, but I'm very nervous.
Yeah,
Are
but
you
that's sometimes
serious?
that's what I gotta do. Get a
I
towel and
jump up
clean
out
me
the bed.
up.
I don't know.
I'm like this.
Okay, the only time I jump up and I had to.
You just fucking them.
No,
You finna
that
leave?
no. Yeah. And it get too good. Yeah, that'll make me leave. Anyway, but that's not the only. That's not the only time. No, I don't just jump. I jump up if you come in my mouth and it's don't taste well. Because I got to get it out.
See, my honeys was sweet, but I didn't swallow, but I did. I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize he did. And I was like, baby, yours is sweet. He gonna say, shit. He gonna say, I know you didn't think I was a salty ass nigga. I said, oh, well, tell me something.
I mean, because it's like us. Like, if they diet is bad.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If the diet is
and
bad,
they come in your mouth, it ain't gonna taste
even
good.
the consistency will be weird.
know. I
Yeah,
gotta find out because I'm
Y'all look, Prue, hold on, look.
Yeah.
So this is so funny.
yeah, I'm like a nigga.
So you got these like
thief
up,
in the
like you
night.
got these women over here and they
That's
all
uppity.
sitting
They ready. That's
uppity.
fine, yeah.
Hold on this side of the room and these little
The ghetto.
Ghetto
Don't be
chicks
calling
over
us
here.
ghetto right now. That's
hold on,
okay.
they
Ratchet
asses is
tail.
like you let come in your mouth.
Yeah.
They're like come on my face,
Nigga, my husband be telling my mama, you need to tell your daughter to suck some dick. Listen, mama, he get it on special occasions. You better pick Father's Day.
That's it.
Valentine's.
Oh, I'm like you're right.
Yes.
She got that fire in the hole though.
You
Our
I get
niggas
some.
never
They
leave.
don't. They don't sometimes.
She been having that nigga since kindergarten, nigga. She left the nigga when we was 20. She got a nigga at 25. She had him when 40.
Okay.
They tell
I don't know. I just ain't never been like a dick sucker. I
Oh,
don't
see
know.
me, I think I'm like head honcho.
See, that's
head
what. See, that's these
I think I'm
niggas
like porn star
Right.
extraordinaire. Like it turns me completely.
See, they
on,
do turn
like-
a lot of women on.
It turns me on, nigga. Oh my.
If I'm with that right person, yeah. you'd be
Oh yeah,
shocked,
yeah. If
but,
the chemistry is,
If it's
on
that's
the
even better.
and we both are like, cause my soul, like who I'm with in bed, you have to match my nasty. Like
Man,
you
now that's
have
the
to,
fucking, yeah.
because everybody don't bring it out of. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I had an ex. He wouldn't take his clothes off.
So how did y'all do this?
Girl, we had to quit
Don't
doing
tell me
it.
to keep his shirt on.
He kept his shirt on and he would pull his jeans
Oh
down.
hell
here.
no.
And I was like,
This ain't high
Hell
school shit.
no.
What's his name?
we
Used to
was
keep
20.
his shirt
I was like,
on.
we can't do this.
Yeah.
We didn't never take a shower. I can't tell you what the man body looked like naked. I never seen it.
I'm
Maybe
with
that's
you.
what it for a year.
He had to be insecure then.
Yeah, he
Molested.
had like a hernia.
On everything.
He had a hernia when he was a baby, so he had a
big-
larger. His belly button was like a larger hole. So he's very insecure about
Oh,
that.
that's then I can
Somebody
see
been
that.
messing with his other hoe.
No, his family had. Then I seen it. He got wet one day, and that's how I seen it. Cause his cousins, his brother and cousins had told me, and I was like, dang, like what's up, you know? And his sister was like, my brother got this big old, but it wasn't even like
Noticeable where he
it wasn't to where I would have been like, oh, it's just his circle was just bigger from him having a hernia when he was a baby.
Exactly.
And he was very, very insecure about it. But that pushed me.
Hell yeah.
The
Into the
counselor and me
arms
would have
of-
died.
It pushed me into the man that I'm
Who
with
been
now.
messing with
So
your
it was meant to be.
It was definitely meant to be.
Yeah, because the
Because
counselor and me would have been
Okay.
like, so who's messing with your ass when you was a
You would've-
kid?
Look at Ray.
Girl.
She's talking about
I
I'm about
seen
to
his
give you some
booty.
therapy.
Like he didn't care about you, you know, grabbing on him and touching him and stuff like that, but he would not take that shirt off.
Ooh, that would have been different for me.
Yeah. And then I used to be like, hey, nigga, I'm a naked type of bitch. Like,
Get
jeans,
naked in that
jeans
let's
on
get
my
naked.
skin.
Walking
and all
around,
that,
everything
like,
hanging.
Right, naked.
Like, no.
Yeah.
We
Walk
can't
in the
do
house taking shit off. Oh shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So if a man ever asked you to come on your face, would you let him? That doesn't depend on the relationship. So if your husband was like, Mika,
Girl, he probably didn't ask me some shit like that.
I
in the
think
last
it just
12
happens.
years.
I don't know if it's
You
just
can't
like,
ask nobody no
baby,
shit like that.
let me come on your face. You know, I think
They-
it's more
they
of
do it in
y'all
the
just
porno.
both in that mood.
and it just
And if it happens, it...
Exactly. 'Cause if you
happens.
ask it, that's kind of awkward for real, for real.
okay.
Well, he might ask you because he knows.
I hate the.
He ain't gonna even
Did
ask
you
me
nut?
that shit. He ain't gonna do that because he knows
You
that.
hate the did you nut?
That question smokes my motherfucking
You better
boots.
know if I did.
To me, you should be able to tell.
Most of the time,
You better
women
know
don't
if I
know.
did.
A man get theirs every time.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
But a
if
woman
you ask
won't.
me that, if you got to ask me some shit
You
like
know you
that in
didn't
my
do it, huh?
mind, you lost me.
Yeah.
Maybe
You know
he
what I'm
asking if
saying?
you came so he could come.
No, this is.
But
for
off my
finale.
body, off of
The
my
finale.
how
You
my
gonna
body
be able to
act,
tell.
You should be able to tell if
Oh yeah, if I
I'm-
came.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
you should.
Yeah, that's how I feel. You
Yeah.
should know.
If you gotta ask me, then it's
You
gonna be
gotta
one of
ask-
these. Like, nigga.
Hell no, like almost.
I'm trying to be nice still during sex. Not shit.
I might say no.
Like no.
No, I didn't.
Like I said, I might say no.
See, I'm just gonna say no. I didn't.
Especially if you have to ask, that mean I didn't.
And look, are you done? Because no, I
Right.
didn't.
Okay, so last question: have you ever watched porn with your significant other?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
If so, what
That shit,
kind?
that turned me on. Now that turned me on.
Really?
I
That
have.
turn you on?
I have.
I have.
I think
That's
the
just
only
something
thing we
new.
ain't-
Just
So
to
try
add
it.
to it. Yeah, try. I'm gonna try it.
It definitely
What
turned
what
me
kind,
on.
Mika?
I ain't gonna tell
You
you.
got
You know, I
So
do.
do you watch Pornhub?
Yeah, all the time. Even right now, my favorite website. My favorite
Man, Pornhub
website.
got cartoons. They got
Girl, they got
everything that you.
Girl,
could
that
possibly-
has become my favorite website.
They got cartoons.
Yeah, they
Like
got
sexual
cartoons.
cartoons?
Yeah, girls, all type of girls pull up Pornhub.
That's
And
it.
it's
Pull
gonna
it up.
ask you.
I do. I mean,
Right.
I ain't never seen
It's
no
gonna
cartoons.
ask you every type. It's animated porn. It's that anime characters. It's just whatever type that you want.
Girl, yes, I love it. I love
So you can't tell us what kind of porn you like?
a lot, girl. I watch.
Is there one in particular that you kinda just have to have?
Normally, if I watch it, I normally watch. I watch women.
On top of women?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, that'll make me
like
unhard.
So is it like threesomes? Or is it
Fast.
just two women on?
No, it could be threesomes. It could be orgies. I might
Okay.
type in bisexual, ebony bisexual. I didn't got it all, girl. Yeah.
So you got the type
And we'll
in,
watch
the
it.
special?
You got to type it in because otherwise you're gonna see the women. I don't want to see them.
Okay. Oh, so you
Yeah.
Xing
I want to see the
So
black
that's how you see
women.
my typing in ebony.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the black women.
Because I think I just so happen to run across like black people every now and then.
Oh no, you
Yeah.
have
what
to
do
type
you
in
watch?
black.
I'm
Whatever?
It might be like a black woman and a white woman, or like a white man, or
No.
it might be some stuff like that.
No, it's
So
all
you
black
watch
people.
whatever come
I
up.
only watch.
You watch
black
whatever
people.
come up?
Not whatever, but
I'm just saying,
I
like,
put it
so
in
if
the
it was a
search.
white man and a white woman, you'll watch that?
See, I don't watch that kind of
not
shit.
necessarily. But I watch it.
I don't.
They,
You
penis
do,
is a
Capri?
big word to- No.
I don't watch that. I
I
always
got
type
to
in.
find ebony.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
always
first
put it in
ebony.
Yeah,
That's the first thing I put in. They got to be black.
yeah,
It don't matter to me.
yeah.
It matters.
I mean,
to
it
me.
matters, but I mean, I'm not on there just like that.
And
Every now
especially,
then, I feel like
especially if I'm gonna watch it with him, he ain't finna wild and watch no.
right.
So this is the weird part. So the last time I did, like, we started off watching Ebony. And then, like, he was trying to show me something else. And it was, like, a white man and a white woman. And both of us just kind of sat there like, oh, blah.
Exactly. Because I don't want to
Go
see
back
that.
to...
I
Go back
think
to what
because
we
like
was
back in
on.
the day, like my brothers used to have pornos, and I don't think
And
it
you
was
watched
really
it
it
young.
was white people, so it was like the storyline,
Yes.
like where he in the car and he pull up, and she might come to the door, hi, are you the
Exactly.
repairman?"
And all of a sudden they start
and then they
fucking.
start playing that, and so I think that's why it don't really bother me like as much.
I don't
But,
like
That is so funny.
yeah,
I don't want to see
Yeah,
the
no,
little
I
penis.
actually kind of like
I
those
can't do the-
storylines.
That is weird to me that their penises are, like, look like raw meat.
They probably think ours look nasty too.
They probably do.
They probably
but
do.
it look like raw
like
meat to me.
a burnt sausage or something. They probably
Exactly.
talk about ours too.
Okay.
Burnt sausage is good sausage, though.
I like burnt
You can't to eat raw meat.
sausage. Love it.
So,
Girl. Okay, so.
okay. So we ready to move on?
Yeah.
Have y'all answered everything that you? I'm saying, but no, those were just the 3 questions I had for y'all. I was like, that'll be fun with this group. So today's topic is women incarceration. So that's why our guests are here. I'll let you guys tell you guys a story if you feel comfortable enough to tell your story. Raven said, "Let me throw this back, baby, and get serious."
Look at
So
Raina don't care.
Raina don't care.
Raina
Go-
like, listen.
Go on the story first, then Raina. Tell us about your story.
We can start off, I was 21. I got incarcerated till I was 29 and a half. I got out and didn't even know how to work a cell phone, Blu-ray, a man.
What did you go in for?
A drug trafficking of 50 grams or more. 50 grams or more. I went in for drug trafficking. I went federal. I did not go state. The FBI picked me up.
So were they like investigating you?
Yes, I was under investigation for 6 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
They was doing at the time where I got incarcerated, they were doing gang drug raid, and I was selling guns. Not necessarily selling guns, but you know how you got something going on and you want to get this gun out of your house type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that, and I ended up selling a gun to the police. Well, it kept going. I kept doing transactions because it was shooting after shooting after shooting. And in my mind, I was saving Oklahoma City, but I was just digging myself into a deeper federal case.
Okay. So, how long was your sentencing? So, like, did they do a raid on your house?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they definitely did. They raided the house. My son ended up going to DHS custody. They raided my house. There was nothing in the house. I went to jail for looks. But I was already going anyway.
Because of all the transactions?
Yeah, I was already going because of all the transactions. And I guess when they come to your house, they look for more. And there was nothing there. Even though I was a trap star, as Jeezy used to call it, I was a mom. So I didn't have anything, any drugs, anything that would stop them from or provoke them to take my son. But they did.
Okay. Alrighty. So, Raven?
No, I still have a question for you.
Okay.
So, was it your first time? Were you a first-time offender?
First
And you spent
time.
that much time in prison on your very first time?
Mm-hmm.
So did they offer you, like, a plea or anything?
My plea was 10 years to life because, you know, the federal only have certain guidelines. The federals are bound by guidelines. So, basically, you get amount of points for your charge, and then you get points for if you ever had a felony. So my charge by itself started off in bracket 28. But considering I didn't have any felonies, I had a couple misdemeanors, they ran my PSI 3 times in 3 separate states to make sure that I wasn't convicted anywhere else because they was just like, there's no way you've never been in trouble.
Oh, okay.
So then they even went as far back as to try to put my juvenile record against me.
Shut up.
It's crazy that they work so hard to pin so
they
much
do.
against you.
Right.
Yeah,
They do. They go above and beyond. That's the only part of their job they overdo.
Yeah.
Because
Way
everything
overdo
else
it.
they want you to tell.
And then when they wouldn't get no further, you know, with our case, they kept digging, like, can you help us tell on these?
Exactly.
Baby, look, you get the Mexicans, it'll be on your own. You get the dudes, it'll be on your own because it won't be on. You know, because my daddy raised me as a young pup, you know, not to tell. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even want to tell in school when something somebody do us wrong because we were so, I don't want to call it dysfunctional, but, you know, that's how we raised as black families, not to speak what's going on with our situation. So I didn't even, I can't help them. So once the case kind of just progressed and kind of went wild, so whoever didn't have the, I don't want to say guts because everybody can't do time.
Exactly.
I definitely don't want to call it guts, but whoever didn't have whatever it takes to do that time was telling.
So was it multiple people that went at a time?
32 got locked up in one day with my case. They incarcerated the Walnuts in July, and 30-something days later they came and got us. So whoever told on that case gave them ammunition, and then they got the next case, and then they got more ammunition to tell on the next group. Because it was like group after group after group. Because, they was trying to straighten up Oklahoma City when we was getting ready to get them Thunder. So they was trying to do everything to get Oklahoma City clear.
Oh, wow.
Definitely. And then,
you had people snitching on you.
Oh, yeah, some males. Yeah.
That's the majority of what it is people snitching. Because like you said, they can't think about doing that time, and they're going to do whatever they have to do.
I definitely wouldn't even did no time had the lady that told on me, because they didn't have their, you know how you see it on TV and it seems like they do this elaborate investigation? That's bogus. They got elaborate snitches, and they go to this snitch or this, whatever you call them, for this information, and then this person for this information. They kind of put it together. Then they listen to your phone calls, and you might say code words or something, and kind of look into it together. I remember the police asked me one time, what is a big fish? It might have been something slick I was saying one time, so I'm looking at him like, if I did know what it was, I still wouldn't tell you. But I don't even know what I was talking about at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
How long did they watch you or investigate you?
they said 6 months. It had to have been a little excess over 6 months because they like combine everybody's life together. Like if you ever been federally investigated, they kind of like we doing this podcast thing, they'll blow that up. Oh, y'all was on the radio talking about drugs. You know what I'm saying? And we was watching y'all on. You know what I'm saying? It'll be blown up. I remember I could have got a bond. Because they kept doing my PSI, I didn't have no felonies. And they just refused to believe that I didn't have no felonies. I didn't get no bond because I wasn't accurate on my job description.
Oh, that's
Are you
crazy.
serious?
They
No bullshit.
wasn't going to give you one anyway.
Yeah,
That's what
they
they
didn't
was.
want to give me none, no way.
No,
Because
they
we
didn't.
had the money, we had the bondsmen. We basically had everything, property, whatever they had needed, and just was no bond. I just take it as it was my time that God actually said, because believe it or not, that's why you got to be careful. Can we talk about God?
Yeah.
You got to be careful about what you pray for, because a couple weeks before that, I prayed for peace.
That was me.
I prayed for peace. I'm talking about my life was going haywire. I ain't gonna say that I wasn't having money or enjoying myself, but you definitely got to be careful what you pray for, because everything was just going crazy, you know. And I was just like, God, is this how it's supposed to be when you 21, 22? You know what I'm saying? Like my grandma, they finna be like, ooh.
Okay.
My grandma bought my drawers till I was 19. You know what I'm saying? So, I got 20, had this baby, and I'm like, well, she ain't supposed to buy the drawers or nothing. She don't buy nothing no more. So, I had to learn, and then, they was investigating us the whole time. So what was little or something minute to us was big to them. You know what I'm saying? Or like I remember dropping off money places. I wasn't dropping off this money because we was making drug transactions. Mine is broke. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was helping her out.
But they took that as
yeah, they would take a bunch of little crazy little stuff that you'd be like,
It has nothing to do with nothing.
That was so minute.
They was watching
They
you
was
so
watching
much.
us. They was watching us so hard. And then you might have the co-defendants who don't say nothing. So like 3-4 of my co-defendants, we was real close, so we wasn't saying anything. So they just had to go off of what they assumed. Then we had the other 2 co-defendants, which we dealt with them, but not like we dealt with the other ones. So, they told, of course. So they went off their statements. You know what I'm saying? I remember being in custody. My house was still getting raided. I've been in custody for 30 days. What kind of crack could be at my grandma's house 30 days later? You know what I'm saying? For one, you couldn't bring nothing like that over there, no way. She gonna put the police on all of us.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just how far and deep they watch to look, to see what's
because
going on.
they want to try to build their case,
Yeah,
and they want to try to pack as many charges on you as possible.
Man, they was building it. It'd be amazing how they come up with some of these things that they come up with. That is unreal. Like we just was trying to survive, or maybe I was just a product of my environment. You know what I'm saying? You never know what somebody chose to, or what was their reason.
Right. And that's what kills me is that you don't know the person's reason, yet you want to sit and lock them up for umpteen years and take away their life, their kids, and everything else from them. That's the part that kills me.
Exactly.
Like, why not put this person in rehab or whatever it is that you may feel they need to go to? Why is prison like the first resort?
First
Why?
resort,
Like,
yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Especially if you catch your case federal.
Exactly.
There's no other option but in custody. We used to have, what do they call it, the boot camp. It was just like a boot camp. They went to Beaumont, they exercised, they wanted to see whoever, I guess you get yelled at and like, kind of like the boot camp thing. But my own personal case, I think God actually designed, like I needed
To go.
I needed all 7 of those years though, because listen, for the first 4, I was bitter. You know what I'm saying? And then for like, I tried all kind of stuff. I tried to be gay. You know what I'm saying? I tried to run the yard. I thought I was a gang member extraordinaire. You know what I'm saying? Then I didn't watch a little bit too much. What is that show with the gay girl on it? That everybody
Orange
was.
is the New Black.
No, that wasn't out yet. The stud. It was like a police. Damn, what's her name? Her name is Young.
The light skinned lady that's on there. Is it like The Wire?
The one in with The Wire. Okay, so you watching stuff like that. You know you thinking that this is life and how it really go, and it's nothing like that. I mean, it's absolutely nothing like that. You know, I mean,
So prison is not like how they show it on TV?
No. I met some of the most beautiful, I'm talking about some of the most intelligent women that were, how they mind, the wavelength that their mind operate on, we couldn't even phantom to think that high. You know what I'm saying? Or some of the things that they thought of, some of the crimes they came up with, I was like, what? Okay. You did what? Y'all robbed who? You know, because it would be just that interesting. It was like an encyclopedia of information that was unreal. You know, when you live in Oklahoma, I don't want to badmouth Oklahoma, but we only go so far.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We only go so far. We just now got the thunder, and we just now start opening up. But these ladies were already doing stuff that we couldn't even imagine. Like the wigs and all the stuff that we just now catching on to as a state, they was already on it. I mean, they were already, I remember like my first year or so in prison, these ladies was having pictures with palm trees and $1 million mansions and things. And I'm like, baby, you don't even need to see my pictures. Baby, don't even concern yourself with them. They ain't nothing but a bunch of reindeer and Lexus. They don't worry about them. You know, they was like with palm trees and had their bodies done. And so what did you do with your money? Buying niggas out. I mean, I don't know. I mean, for real, they was like, I mean, I can't think of the lady I was in there with, but she was like a drug kingpin person. I was like, so that's you, really you. And like, they ain't playing. It's really you. You know what I'm saying? So these ladies' minds be so, we couldn't even, like, I'm not saying that, like, it's like an encyclopedia information. Like, I spent most of my time, like, what did you do? How did y'all get caught? You know what I'm saying? Just because it was so interesting, different little states, different little situations, and you never know what women actually go through. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how y'all family taught y'all, but we kind of stayed to ourselves, you know, as a family. So to be where it was, y'all was our family. You know, you had a prison grandma, you had a prison auntie, so you know everything about this lady. You had a prison family. But yeah, you had everything. Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, it was kind of set up for you to stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you're in prison, you kind of gotta get like these prison aunties, these prison grandmas, these prison people. But really, it's God setting these people for you, because this person gonna be like, okay, Capri, you can't do this. So you know they're gonna piss you off, or this is gonna make you mad. You know, prime example, I call myself being gay. Yeah, I was trying to be gay. Because I thought, you know, God, you put me in prison for all this time, you wanted me to be gay. Is that what it was? For real. I went through all those phases, like you wanted me to be gay. So I'm finna try this. I tried it like bad bitches, skinny bitches, bitches that look like boys. I was not gay. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm for real. I tried all kind of everything because I was like, God, did you want me to be gay? You know what I'm saying? Is this for me? You know what I'm saying? Then you got different states where they got like different attitudes. Like in Miami, they all the way turned up, and their attitude gonna prove you different. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta fight. Like, I gotta fight because y'all team lost. Y'all want to fight me? You know, like Alabama, they real aggressive in Alabama. You know, you learn like up north, you know, if they get to talking too fast, get your wheels up, get your stance together maybe because it's gonna go down. You know, you just learn. I just started learning different states, and it made me want to get out, be like, I want to see these people in real life. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how they really is or how they really do things. You know, like when I go out of state, I don't want to go to Bricktown. I want to go to the hood, man. Where do they got your burgers at? You know what I'm saying? Where that dude that was on the ground? Where this he was on? He was on 2 Lane. Where you at? It's on Tulane.
I need to go there.
Yeah, that's where I'm trying to go. So it really kind of opened me up because I realized I was so closed-minded. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Like now, as a state, we done got Instagram, we got Facebook. We're improving as a state. But back then, they was like Oklahoma. Y'all ride horses down there, nigga. Yeah, we ride horses, nigga, but not to work. You know what I'm saying? They would say crazy stuff like, y'all got cattle. Yeah, we got cattle. It's a farming state, nigga, but we don't see them cows. You know what I'm saying?
funny.
You get you a cowboy or somebody that handles that kind of shit. Yeah, but nigga, we got a city like y'all got a city. You know, it would be things like that would make you be like, wow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then it really taught me that everybody is trying to be smart to get away with a crime. Everybody. So if these 5,000 ladies had 5,000 different ways of trying it and it didn't work for them, maybe you need a job.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's when I finally had to figure, okay, job, Raina, job. So what? You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. I remember this lady, doctor that was in prison, gave me the idea to go to college. No joke. She was like, you a genius without school. And I was like, oh, yeah, you think that? You know, and she was like, what's stopping you from going to college? I was like, I kind of went before, you know, it wasn't really for me. And she was like, oh, how's jail working out for you? Is jail for you? And I was like, you know what? I don't really like girls. You know, I've been trying to catch Mr. Mitchell, but he's not there. You know what I'm saying? So she kind of dumbed it down for me and was like, okay, well, what do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Which is what I think we need to tell these kids. Like, what are you trying to do?
Right.
Because even though my grandma was, you know, a little bit well off, she never even opened up my mind to say, you don't want to try HBCU or Texas Southern or just anything. You want to go to a D1 school? You know, it was never offered because we were so busy trying to survive that we never even thought to go do something like that. But this lady put this thought in my mind. And when she put it in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm going to go be a mortician or something. You know, I'm going to work with dead people. And she was like, well, let me know how that works out for you. So when she planted that seed, you know, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go to college. Then I tried it and was like, whoo, that first little week was rough. You know what I'm saying? Whoo, they doing too much studying. And, you know, I was like, oh, this is too much for me. You know, this is a bit much. And then this lady pulled me to the side and was like, anything worth having, you know, is worth fighting for. So I sat down to myself again. I was like, okay, God, you sure got a tricky way of showing me something. You know, you just send me to jail with these girls. You don't want me to be gay. So what you want me to do? So I went to a Christian school. And I learned so much about God.
In prison?
No.
After she got out.
I got out. But like I told you, the first couple of years was confusing. It was all, you know, because it's so easy to warp in the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? Because the prison is kind of like the streets in a building.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody that's doing anything bad, they're available to you. And they don't have no problem with saying, yeah, we did this, or this is how we did this, or we finna try this. But once you've been gone or you have to do time for so long, you start seeing like, okay, this is not for me. Or this lady got 20 years. I remember when the first day I went to jail, we was all in line, and it was a bunch of black girls, and it was one white lady. She had a life sentence. And we was at a camp. So anybody knows that a life sentence at a camp was like unreal. You know, it was like unheard of.
Boring
so I'm like, well, who did?
For etiquette.
Yeah.
So why is it because it's low security?
Yeah, it's low security. She's not ever supposed to be low security because she never has a date. Her date is 000 to be released in a box. Like, she never had a date. So I was just like, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? And that's when I started really playing into, like, racism was real. You know what I'm saying? Because I went to an all-black school. Capri tell you, we didn't actually deal with white people on a regular to college.
So you feel like she got that because she was white?
I know for a fact she got it. Because as we start...
Yeah.
Yeah, I know for a fact she got it. Or she had so many separate T's that she had to be restricted to this particular... You know what I'm saying? Could have went 1,000 different ways.
What state were you in?
I was in Florida.
Okay.
I asked to go to Florida, though.
Oh, okay. Were you state or federal?
Federal.
Oh, you're federal too.
Why'd you ask to go to Florida?
I asked to go to Florida. My dad was in the military at the time. Well, he had retired, and they was living in Florida. And the way the situation was, I knew my kids were going to be broken up. So I was trying to get to who I thought was going to come and visit me. And boy, that was a joke. So I just flew to Florida, just to see Florida. I didn't see a soul. At least for, and then when I think I did finally see somebody, my nerves were so bad, I ended up getting into a fight and getting shipped in the center of visitation. Like I was finna get visited the next morning.
That has to be hard, though. So you didn't see any of your family for years?
For years, I had to stop some of them from coming because they would come like 30 minutes. You know, anybody ever been in jail, 30 minutes is like a minute.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because they get up, they get ready the whole day. They're mentally preparing for this event. You know what I'm saying? And then at the time, I had toddlers. So they would bring my toddlers in, let them play, and they would play and just stop. You know what I'm saying? Or they'd be like, oh, a basketball game is going on or something's going on. You know, so eventually I was just like, don't come. Don't show up at all because I don't even want you here. You know, because it was too stressful. Because, like, I would get all dressed, get in them khakis, get my boots on, get ready, get in the visit. You know what I'm saying? And then we there, it seemed like as soon as you sit down, they ready to go. I remember one time my mom came and my aunt had lupus. And when I went to jail, my aunt was fat. When she came to see me in jail, she looked like a skeleton. Yeah, so in visit, I was kind of like staring at her because I was like, hey, Vicky, is you about to die? Or, you know what I'm saying? Because I went to jail, she was fat. When she came to see me 5 years later, she looked like a skeleton with a blonde fro. And I'm like, well, your hair is gone, baby. What's up? You know what I'm saying? I ain't lying. So I was like sitting, like touching on it. And she was just like, I'm all right. No, you're not. You hungry? You know what I'm saying? I didn't bring no money for the vending machines and nothing. What's going on? Like, you hungry there? You know, and my mom was like, I'm ready to go. I was like, well, if you want to go, just go. But I need to see her. Because she don't look like she gonna be here when I get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, she really made me feel like that. So, you never know. Like, you'd be amazed in some of the things to see. Because your life is actually on pause for that little bit of time. And when you're in jail, you're going to know who was good to people and who wasn't. Because it's going to show. Because when you get to jail, those people that you wasn't too friendly to, or if you didn't do what you're supposed to, they're going to switch out fast. You can't call them. If they barely called you, here's my rule. If they barely called you on the street, you ain't going to be able to call them in jail.
So what about you? Did you have a good support system?
I had a good support system. It was just the counselor there. She felt because I was a short timer that I didn't need visits. Like, she wouldn't give me no visiting forms, like, at all. She kept saying, you're a short timer, but I kept telling her, but baby, I'm a full-time mama. I'm a mama 7 days a week to my son. And so she would never give me no damn visiting form. And Raina's cousin ended up printing one online and filling it out, and she gonna mail it to me. But I'm like, bitch, you can't mail this to me. You gotta mail this, directly into them. And the way they had it set up, they already had the visiting forms with the counselors' names on the visiting forms. Like the one you print offline, it don't have that information on it. But when the counselors give it to you, it got all the info. So, that place is a joke.
How long were you in for?
Thank you, Jesus. I only was gone. I was at the prison for 4 months and then a halfway house for 2. They gave me the judge actually showed me some favor because my sentencing guidelines was 33 to 41 months. But the judge knew that she was giving my honey life. They gave him a double life because he went to trial twice. So, but he'll be home. Y'all don't even look like that. We got God on our side.
Okay.
Right.
So she was like, I'm not gonna give her this time because she got these kids, which I only have one son, but I got 2 stepsons, but I had put down, they was all mine. So she was like, we got the kids. I had just opened my business. I was open
6 months.
I wasn't even open for 6 months. I was open like 4 months when I got sentenced. So she was like, she got this business. She got these boys. The daddy already going to prison. And I could have got straight probation because I was the only girl on the case that they sentenced to prison. Everybody else got probation that day except for me. And so, I hope she go pick my hair up, so I have to tell them, Evan, I know. So, she ended up, the DA felt like that, her words was, I wasn't forthcoming. I knew more than what I would say. I wasn't deserving of just probation. So, because they wanted me to tell on my honey, that's why I got sentenced, because the judge was like, well, I have to give you something because we can't come to an agreement on just giving you, straight probation.
So did you have like a blind plea?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
No. I accepted my charge, which they knocked. You get like a point or 2 knocked out. Then they raise you some more. So when they knock a point down, they like raise a point up. Like it's real fucked up. So like my guidelines, because I had I had been off paper. I think I had just hit 10 years. So it put me back at a 0 for not having no criminal history. Like if you hadn't been in trouble in like 10 years, then the criminal history didn't count against you because I had a prior drug case. So, but my criminal history was like 0 to 1. But my, what's the other thing called, Raina?
I forgot your points.
Yeah, my points it was like, they kept raising my points. I'm telling y'all, like my points went down, then my points went up. So it put me at a sentencing guideline of 33 to 41 months. Thank God. Oh my gosh, I did not, because I just don't even know where I would be right now. But yeah, so they gave me that. The judge had Alzheimer's, come to find out, and
Not Alzheimer's.
I think they said they can't vote the federal judges out. They're there for life.
Yeah.
well, they have our judge. They put her on
They had
early. What
Y'all had the same judge?
No, her actual judge was my grandmother's best friend.
I had the black lady. That was
Who you had? Her name LaGrange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, I didn't want to even say it.
Oh, okay.
Well, but she did show me
Some grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did, because that was a prayer of mine. Like I kept praying, "Ooh, Lord, just soften the judge's heart, open her heart, open her mind. Don't let them wipe me out," because they were trying to wipe me out on some shit. I knew nothing. Like they had me under surveillance. Under my paperwork, I would pull up at the shop at like 8 or 9 in the morning. I'm at the shop 14, 16 hours a day. So on my report, it says she pulled in at this time. I never left until I left. So after like 4 surveillances, it was like abort surveillance. They show you pictures. I'm like, baby, I don't know this motherfucking grandma. I don't know. Baby, I can't tell you who doing what, because I'm so behind this chair minding my business. Because, see, I slang her styles. I sell her styles. I don't sell drugs. And I'm not in nobody's business who sell drugs. So because I wouldn't do their job for them, I got sentenced to prison.
It's like they retaliate. They get angry when you don't tell them.
Baby, they kept saying, are you going to prison for your man? I said, I promise you I'm not. You know me, I know my rights. I know they can railroad you because they did. You know what I'm saying? But I also knew that it wasn't too much that they could do to me. Because I'm telling y'all, when they was reading my charges, I had so many charges at the beginning. I'm talking about, I had conspiracy. Conspiracy carries like 20 to life by itself. Now, what the fuck did I conspire to do? Baby, they had me the leader of this gang organization. Gang? What? I'm just lit on raping out here to do her. Baby, they had me, they talking about, I will bond all the 9-0s out. I knew where all the money was. I knew where all the drugs was. I had so many y'all. I had
So do you think people were snitching in the circle?
That's how they built the case. Because how they said they had us under surveillance, they couldn't have because my honey had just got out in 13. So they said they had us under surveillance. It was like before he got out. How did y'all have him under surveillance? Like they threw some shit together just to even get a warrant on us. Like when they kicked in my door, they kicked in 6 other doors at the same time. So they didn't take me to jail because nothing was in my house. You know, they in there and they like, where the birds at? Where the birds at? You looking at them. I'm the only bird in this motherfucker, Raven. I'm that bird. I'm a bird. That's my name. It's a bird. The only bird in here. So, you know, I have no respect for them. So, you know, I know they be ready to whoop me. Because, you know, my mouth is risky. Get the fuck up out my house. Because they tore it They tore my house apart. But they did not take me to jail that day. They came back a week later and put me on the news and issued a $200,000. And this is when our charges were state. They had issued like a $200,000 bond for me, and they had my picture in the middle. And they had, you know, my honey and my cousin and a couple of the homies around me. And they just had me in the middle, baby, like I was Griselda.
Like you was the queen.
Like,
You hear me?
Like, for real. I just couldn't even believe this. Like, I couldn't even, like... I didn't see the picture though at first because I went on a run for like 2 days. I left. Oh, that was the funniest shit of my life too. It was funny and dumb. So I left. I went on a run for like 2 days, and then because you know my bond was $200,000, so that's $20,000. So my bondsman was like, just bring me 10 and pay the other 10 when you after you do your walkthrough. So did that. I got out within like 3 hours. I don't know who this black lady was when I got to the county, but she was like, oh, I don't want to help her, you know. So I'm like, do I stink, you know, because I'm in the same clothes from 2 days ago, but I know I don't stink. But she like, no, I don't even want to help her, man. This shit gonna make me cry. So I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? So when I had left, I left my cell phone, my iPad. Like, I didn't take nothing that could trace me. All I had was like my little throwaway phone. And so I'm not knowing that Channel 25 had put us on the news and put us on a Facebook post. Well, the post went viral. So you got everybody in the city sharing this police ass shit. Do y'all work for the police? Because I don't share that type of shit on my page. I don't share that shit.
That shit pisses me off.
So I'm like, what are you talking about? She like, oh, your cousin was on there tripping with everybody. They ready to fight. So I don't see this till I get out. So, but whoever she was, y'all, this lady got me right through. She got me my phone thing. She got me my TV shot. She was like my little guardian angel. Like, she walked me right through. Everybody else was mad because I had my number to call. And these bitches have been in here like 15, 16 hours. So, I get right out. I go home, shower, get dressed, and go to work. Try to make me a little change. I mean, y'all done tapped me out for everything. They froze all my accounts that day. The day that they kicked in my door, they froze like all my bank accounts because they was like the money that was in my account had to be in drug money and not a dollar of it was drug money. So they like froze everything. They took the cash out of my house. Oh yeah, they like did me bad. They took my BMW. Then they gave it back, and then they took it again. I was at a hospital dropping off my son's graduation invitations. My stepson was graduating high school. Come out, and the car is gone.
Oh, shit.
I had $5,000 in the back seat, so that was like a whole nother little thing from the courts. Do I want to fight? I was like, I'm not fighting for no more money. Like, I just let them keep that $5. I'm just fight because it was like so. When I say this shit is draining, this shit is like super duper draining. So I get out. Our cases is still state. Then in February, because my honey was on the run, he get caught. Then I bond him out. A day and a half later, the feds come to the house trying to re-kick in the door. So, you know, now I'm talking big shit. They done drew guns down on me and my son once again. So, you know, I'm like, get the fuck out of my house. They looking for my honey homeboy. We had just had a blizzard that day. So I'm like, who gonna be over here in the snow? and no, y'all can't search my house. So they push the door in and run in anyway. So I'm on the phone with the attorneys, and I'm like, the attorney said, get the fuck out of my house. I'm like, get the fuck out my shit. You know what I'm saying? Because by now, I'm mad. I'm real mad. So they take him. He's in federal custody now. So boom, he fighting that case by himself. Our shit still stayed. So then in April, y'all, I'm at work. And the next thing I know, baby, it's like on a Friday. It's like 11 o'clock. Shop is packed. I know I got like 4 people there. And all I see is these trucks pulling in. But one of the people on our case, one of the informants.
Oh, wow.
It's in the shop.
Had called because she hadn't told yet. So she called and said, this was 8 days prior. She called and said, the police said they coming to pick up you. And this, she said, my attorney said the police said they coming to get me, you, and this other girl that was on our case. So the phone just said, like, we didn't say nothing for 5 minutes. Because, you know, my heart fell out my ass.
But
So,
she was an informant?
Not yet. She hadn't gave no statement yet.
Oh, because they had
So she gave her statement
She
within
gave a
them,
statement within that time.
within them 8 days.
No, ma'am. They already know they was picking you up, ma'am. They already had that statement.
No, she really didn't. No, she gave her statement. She gave her statement.
Where did she already had it prepared with the attorney? She had
But
already went over.
her attorney is who probably
Put it in.
put it like you need to go
out there. Hell
on
yeah,
in.
they did.
So I called my attorney like, the feds is picking us up. He like, no, I ain't got nothing on that. Like they ain't came and hit him up. He said he didn't have no emails or nothing from the marshals, from nobody. So boom, 8 days later, when I see these swarm of trucks just poof, 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 poof. I'm talking about they just swarm in. So I'm on the side of my station. I'm behind the chair working on the client. I see them how they swoop in, and I go to the other side because my godmama worked on the other side of me. It was her shop, and I was like, they here to get me. I'm serious. I was like, oh my gosh, they here to get me. So they came in and they like, I'm looking for Raven, but mind you, they had just left my house. So they like, I'm looking for Raven. Yeah, it was the same police officers, exact same one. So like, I'm looking for Raven Barnes. So I sit there and they was like, I said, come on, we know who each other is. You know what I'm saying? So I walked
And he
over
yelling
there.
this all out in the shop.
Yeah, they walk in. They just walk in.
It's
Like,
for
yeah,
you
we're
to
here
kill-
for Raven Barnes.
For you
You know
to
what I'm saying?
kill my clientele.
Yeah,
and some shit.
I didn't. Oh man, I'm telling you, so I hope I'm gonna get to that in a minute. So they come, they like turn around, you know, you under arrest, woo woo woo. So they walked me outside, they put me in the back of the police car. Now my friend, she don't play that shit. She went to school to be a paralegal. So she asked them where was the warrant at for me. They didn't even have the warrant.
Oh,
So
shit.
they takes me out the police car and brings me back in the shop handcuffed until they got the warrant. So then they walk me back outside, put me, now mind you, the shop is so, I mean, this couldn't have happened on a better day because the shop is so fucking packed. I mean, everybody that was in there working had like 3 or 4 people there. The barbershop in the back is packed. All the stylists, like, it was just a cracking ass day. So they bring me back in, they take me back out, then they go back in to get my car keys. So when they drive off with me in the police car, one of the officers drive my car, but they take me home. So they, I sell waist trainers and stuff like that. So all that was in my trunk, they take all that out, put it in my garage or whatever, because my garage door open is in my car. Put it in, let my garage up. Put the waist trainers in my garage, and it was like we take, you know, they taking my car. So I'm like, I don't even give a fuck by this time. You know what I'm saying? I still got 2 cars. So they fixed to go in my house and raid again. So I tell these motherfuckers that I got bed bugs. I'm so serious.
Whatever works.
Whatever works.
Yes.
Whatever works.
Yes,
Hell
because
yeah.
when they tore my house up, it took me,
They
my
don't play
friend,
with them
her
bed bugs,
husband.
though,
It took us like 2 whole days
to put all that.
to put and
Yeah,
really
yeah.
to tell y'all the truth, my shit still ain't put back together.
It
I
don't
still
be.
got shit in bags in the garage, and they raided my shit back in 2014. I still have stuff that I still have not put back in and shit came up missing. I had a brand new Gucci belt missing.
Well, they was practicing
Something else.
for what they was gonna do.
But see, I knew how much cash I had. So they couldn't play me on the cash because one of the girls on the case, they played her. They only reported $1,000, but they took like 7 or 8. But see me, I said, y'all got 2,000 out that drawer. I had 8,000 in the bag under the bed right here. You know what I'm saying? I had some money that I just emptied out my pocket that was on the earning board from what I made the night before. I had I don't collect, but I saved ones or whatever. I saved ones and I got like a Eureka bottle full of change. So they took all my ones. So altogether they got like $10,515.25. I was like, why would y'all steal a quarter? Like, why would y'all take a quarter? But they had to give all that back. But I knew exactly like how much money, so they couldn't even like play me on because the motherfuckers would keep your money. They'll keep all your cash. I'm telling you.
That's the truth. I told you because this house was raided when my brother lived here, and they only reported like half.
Mm-hmm.
They took like half.
My house was raided also,
yeah.
and I let them keep everything. You hear me?
We had
everything.
I'm saying
you can't keep a dollar.
No, you kept everything. I don't want. You know what? I'm not going down there and deal with them folks. The detective kept on following me around, want to come to my job.
I hired I had my criminal defense attorney, and then I had to hire a civil attorney or whatever.
They
but
had it all.
Either one of them, when I say both of them didn't play with their ass, they didn't play with their
because
ass.
they kept trying to come to my job, the detectives and shit. They called me.
Oh, they was
early
following me. I was sick. Me and my friend.
Shit.
I'm telling you, the day that they issued the state warrant for me, when they gave me the $200,000 bond, we pull in her apartments. We see these trucks. We see these weird white people that we ain't. It's not like I'm at her house every day. Like this ain't normal. So I'm like, friend, we being followed. She's like, I know. I can tell. So we just started doing some. We just started doing some extra shit. So then I had to play it off, and I got home, and I knew I had a warrant. I was like, girl, you got to come over here and see this. So she like, I'm in the bed. I said, girl, you got to get up right now. Come see this. Girl, I got to, I played it off, trying to laugh and shit. She got it. I said, bitch, I got a warrant. You got to get my kids, because I got to go. Like, for real. And I was like, they coming to get you first thing in the morning. I knew it because she had a warrant. So I was like, I'm going to give you this money to pay your warrant off. Because I was like, I'm telling you, I said, when I don't show up, they're coming to get you. So she got up at like 6 that morning, put the money on her card, and called and paid the warrant. She got my son to school, and soon as her and my homegirl pulled up at the shop, the police swooped in on them and was like, what's y'all neighbor friend? So rude. She like, I ain't got to give you my motherfucking name because I ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, no, we need to run your name. She's like, you're not running nothing. I promise you, you're not running my name. I ain't did nothing. I was like, they was coming to get you. I told her that. They coming to get you. We fuck around too much. Like, we together from work to home to... So I'm like, friend, when they don't see me pull up to this motherfucker in the morning, they on your ass. I knew it. So I gave her the little bread. I was like, you got to clear that because I can't be in jail. And then, you know what I'm saying? You in jail, then, who gonna get the kids?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, that was some grade A bullshit.
I saw on Facebook whenever, I guess, when you were leaving, when you were getting ready to leave. And then, like, when you came home, I saw that, and it seemed like you had a lot of love around you.
Yeah, I really.
Brenda said, I ain't get all that.
I'm talking about this lady.
Yeah.
What?
I did.
I did. Like she did.
I did.
We
and
was
when I
tripping
got
with people
there,
to keep that shop, boy. Look,
I prayed over that shop every day though. Like I would be in there. I spent my weekends. I would just write everybody because I got so much mail.
See, that's what's up though.
Yeah, they call me a mail whore. Like I received so much freaking mail, but it was from people that you wouldn't expect. Like it was middle school friends.
See,
Facebook friends, like people that I don't talk to on the regular, like that's where my mail.
yeah, because I wrote them one time.
So where were you at?
I was in Texas. I was in Fort Worth because the feds do try to position you closest to home or whatever. So
okay, that's
so
what
they
the
say.
medical.
I was at the FMC. I was at Carswell. Girl, that's why I pulled up to. Because when you GPS the address, it kept taking me to the men's prison, and I kept saying. When I pulled up, I said, "Ooh, Lord, I know you didn't put me behind the fence that's behind the fence." Because the men's was like, it was a fence, and it was a fence behind the fence, and then the prison. I said, now I know. Baby, I know I didn't do nothing this bad to be in a fence behind a fence. You know what I'm saying? Behind some, I just couldn't even believe that. So we pulled around. The man was like, no, this is the men's prison. I said, okay, because Lord, I knew for a fact. Like, I don't know, y'all, you get these feelings because, like, when they was reading my charges, like, when the feds had picked me up at the shop, they took me to the county. But before they took me to the county, they took me home. When they took me home, they said, we're taking you to the county, and the feds going to pick you up in 3 days. They said, they picked me up on a Friday. They said Monday, because we had court, and they was like, your state charges will be dropped, but the marshals is coming to pick you up. So, in those 6 days, I had lost 6 pounds. Like, yeah.
You're stressing.
You don't even feel like you stressing.
So was you just numb to the fact that I know you recorded, like going in? So just being able to have to leave your baby and all
really, I went to sleep. It was just
your mind
like
be like something you can't wake up from. You
It's
ever
like
had like I don't want
Like
to say
stress,
a
where
bad
you just
dream.
moving through life and it's not really.
I slept for 5 days.
I
When
did
I
too.
First got
When I first got to the prison,
5.
I slept the first 5. It was like my brain was so tired, and when you get there, it's just like, whew, this is over with. Like, for me, it was this feeling of, okay, I'm getting this behind me. Because I'm telling you, it was like 105 degrees. It was so hot, I couldn't wake up. Everybody, you know, when you get there, like, when I got there, soon as I got there, this girl came and brought me pajamas, soap noodles. She was like, my girlfriend said you're her friend, but she just went to the halfway house. And so, the girlfriend worked in commissary, the girl who brought me the stuff. So she came and dusted me off with a whole bunch of shit. So I was like, shit, I had pajamas because I couldn't order for a whole week. I came in on a day where it was just like, yeah, so I couldn't order till like the next, like, following week or whatever. So, you know, everybody offering you shit. You want some sodas? It was so hot. But I want nothing but ice cold water. And all I did was slept. It was just like my brain could rest. Like, for real, because I slept and I started gaining weight.
It's like you
Like, when I look at pictures of me going in, nigga, I was a drawed up crackhead. Like, like, for real. And then when I came home, I was 35 pounds bigger. It was just, yes. I was 35 pounds bigger.
When I came home.
Yeah, Raina was big when she came home.
See, I was Megan Thee Stallion up there.
Raina, you walked up to me at church.
Yeah.
Raina said, Sharika, girl said.
And she kept saying,
I kept on saying, yeah.
And I kept saying, you don't know me.
She kept on saying, you don't know who I am. I'm like.
She kept saying, no.
Girl, she's like, Sharika. I was like.
I'm like, you sure, Shamika? And she
like,
kept saying, no, I don't know you.
I'm like, Raina.
I don't know that I could ever not know Raina. Now, even if she wasn't in her
Raina was thick.
But Raina was thick.
Raina was thick.
Voice.
And then her hair was long.
Yeah.
Raina was thick. And her hair came down back to back her. Raina was thick. And I'm like.
Yeah.
So, hold on. So, Raven, were you there long enough to feel institutionalized?
No.
What about you, Raina?
I definitely was. I definitely was.
So, what were some of your challenges coming back?
My challenge, I had to actually deal with people. Like in prison, as much as they said, you can kind of be a little kid in your mind. You don't really have any responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? You don't really have to concern yourself with when the lights, when all of that, you know, gets taken care of, because, you know, it's going to for sure be on because the police got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? You know, for sure. But coming home was like, I didn't do crowds. Even now, I have moments where I need self-time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have like 6 months where I'm kicking it, hey, we turned up. And then I got those other times where I'm like, stay away from me. You know, I need to like, it kind of taught me about energies and, you know, when I could exert mine or what was too much for me. Or, you know, when you can't be around a certain person, it actually taught me, you know, like this person makes me think bad things or this person makes me do bad things. Like that taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn, you know, when I could do something or or like for instance, like all the people I was friends with, minus a few, I can't deal with them because it's like when we in the South, in my mind, y'all fake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's definitely
it is an eye opener.
It's a big eye opener because going in, you looking at like for me, it was just like
glasses.
Prison was like because it's not all bad. It was like a beautiful like flower or something like because when you meet these people in prison, it's just like you in prison, like the way your brain operate, like nigga, you could be running a multi-million-dollar corporation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you meet the most genuine, the most down to earth, the most humble, the most intelligent, the most. I mean, I just couldn't even believe like you get so gamed up. You be so gamed up. Like people tell me now, like, oh, you're not the same. Nobody can go to prison and come out the same. You would never. You would never enter those doors and come out the same bitch that you was
forced to learn
when you walked in. But you get so much game. I'm talking about free game. Because you get so much free game. You like, but let me tell y'all, everybody in existence got 1 foot in and 1 foot out the door of prison because it was charges you wouldn't even think a nigga could lay down for.
Yeah.
Like, they came and took you to jail for that because you didn't register. This girl said, well, I registered my gun and I registered to my mom's address because that's where I was living. And then I moved and I didn't change the address. And so I got sentenced to 6 months in prison. Nigga, that's a charge.
Okay. Well, because laws are created by states. Like they say, like some laws that you don't know, like in some states you can't walk backwards. If you walk backwards, it's a crime. Or like
jaywalking.
Or like having sex with your husband and sucking your husband's dick in some states, depending on the state, is a crime. So I guess depending on
I couldn't live there.
I'm just saying, depending on how petty they want to get, they could charge you.
They have
for
to really
that
want
shit.
you for some shit to dig up some shit like. But it opened my eyes to no matter what type of job you got, because you could be just working for a doctor and going in every day minding your business and say you doing a medical coding. All you know is the paperwork presented in front of you. Okay, let me put in to the insurance company. Okay, this patient A got tooth cleaning, a root canal, some braces put on, but all they really got was a tooth cleaner. But you don't know that because you wasn't back there in the room with the patient. But because you coded it into the damn system, the charge is on you, baby, because you the one sent it and submitted it to the insurance company. Do you know how many women I was locked up with for that? These bitches going to work just doing their normal 8 to 5. Working for a doctor, getting more time than the actual doctor who wrote the shit down and told this woman
to input it.
Hell yeah.
But it's fraud. It's
insurance fraud.
Insurance fraud.
Right.
Insurance fraud, Medicaid fraud.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
So one thing, since both of y'all got kids, I mean, did y'all think it affect y'all's kids?
Mine did. Mine went into a depression.
Okay.
He went into a depression. He was having like outbursts at school, like where he'll just break out. The teacher said he would just break out and start crying, like in class. And he's already like short tempered already. And then people was asking him like, I heard that your mama was in prison, and my son comes back with these adult ass rebuttals like that's not for you to concern yourself with.
That's what's up though.
Like he's telling, like when I'm calling him, he's telling me, you know, shit like this, like, and you know, my response is, oh yeah, tell him, baby, you ain't missed the beat though. Tell him you still live, because I made sure that life did not change. Like, my mama stayed like 5 minutes from me, so the bills that I could pay up, like I couldn't pay my mortgage or whatever. But bills that I could pay up, because you know it take a long time for your house to go into foreclosure or whatever. So I put his haircut money up for like 7 weeks, and I'm like, whenever you go get a haircut, just grab an envelope. I showed him where it was. I paid like electric up as much as I could, you know, just bills. I had the boosters go get him school clothes. You know, I did what I, you know, tried to put in place what I could or whatever. And then his dad is a big help too. You know, even though he in prison, he gon' send money home and send him school shopping and, you know, shit like that. So, but the reality of, like, he had already been growing up with dad in prison, like, always having mom, but to have mom go to prison, because we left like a Thursday. And I was like, you want to go with us? Because we was going to Spy Castle and doing all that. And he was like, Like, my son never is, like, out of town Spy Castle. Like, he did not, I guess in his mind, he was like, I'm not fit to watch her go to prison. Like, he would not come.
Oh, he didn't go.
How old was he at the time?
He was 10.
Okay.
Wait. No, he was.
12, 11.
He was 11, I think. He was
Okay.
11. Yeah.
So young, but old enough to know
Yeah.
what was going
Yeah.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think girl, my baby been acting up. She was acting up last year anyway. She been acting up since her daddy been there. She been doing all kind of shit, bullying and she get in trouble.
She just needs somebody outside to talk to. That's all.
And she, you know, she lies about where he is. You know, none of her friends know where he is.
See, Darielle don't.
because it
she
makes
lied.
her feel
Girl,
something.
yeah, she tell everybody he out of town. I'm like, Jack, why you don't tell the truth? They don't have to know where he at. I say, well, when you say you want to see your daddy, where the hell do they think? They think he out of town.
He is out of
He is
town.
out of town.
He is out of town, but Jay's like, hell
They
no,
don't need
you
to
ain't
know
gonna-
where.
You don't need to know where my daddy is for what?
I think my
Like,
son he's past that, because I heard him on I've heard him on whatever the fuck he on live, whatever they play on. And he was like, well, prison ain't all bad. He was like, I heard him telling the people, he like, my mama went to prison and my mama still got her own business. We still got a house and cars. He was like, my mama still took care of all her business. Like, you ain't supposed to just look down on the person because they go to prison.
Exactly.
That's true.
So I was like, oh,
Go
run
on
this
and
shit
tell
down.
Mine
You-
was totally
I was
different.
gonna say you had 2 kids that were babies before you left.
Oh man, mine was totally different. For one, I did have such a short stint, so you really can't prepare for 8 years. It's just not gonna happen because you really
Yeah.
don't know. 2, my daughter, my grandma then was just flat. She's in jail. You know, it was never no secrets of where I was. I did keep in constant communication with them every Sunday. That was like a ritual. Because I know my grandmother was going to church. So after church is when I could catch up with my children. The change for them, though, it took them the same amount of time that I was in jail, that same amount of time to realize I was out of jail.
Really?
No
Oh, shut up,
joke.
really?
No joke. Like, Missy, in my family, you know, you bunch of overachievers, so it was kind of like I was the black sheep. So it was like, oh, she's in jail. Your mama went to jail. I mean, jail was just like,
Just so bad.
yeah, like to the point to where we cook eggs, and my papa would be like, oh, they got eggs in jail. Eggs, papa. For real. Like, they got eggs every damn word. For real. You know what I'm saying? But like my son, until I actually let him know that don't nobody trump me for years, he was still angry. I mean, I remember countless Pop Warner games, he would be jumping on another kid. And we don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, a kid might have said something because it made him angry. A kid might have said something before I know it. Mari choking them out. You know what I'm saying? And they like, that's Raina's son. What does that mean?
Exactly.
Like, well,
Because I ain't did nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? It took me to actually get him home and be like, all that shit is over. It's over. It's done with. Like, he gets panicky around police. Any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to let him know. Like, you don't talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, his behavior. He didn't sleep well. Matter of fact, when he was with my grandma the whole time, he got in trouble all the time at school.
Who he did.
And then when I got him, they was like, well, what did you do? What did you do different?
I just came home.
Exactly.
And
He wanted his mama.
Right.
He did.
He definitely wanted
A
me,
natural
but I
woman
had
as
to
a
like
kid
let
needed his
him
mama.
know
Yes.
that I was the mama, because for a long time I got treated like a kid. You know what I'm saying? It was like, hold on, I'm damn near 40. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk to me like that. I'm grown. You know, but I wasn't acting grown. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be wanting these titles, don't be doing what they were supposed to. Where I was confused at is I've been taking care of them from when I went to jail, when I was in jail, before jail, after jail. Now hold on, y'all can't keep telling me what to do because I ain't never stopped. You know what I'm saying? So I had to like alienate my children. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the boss.
But
You know
I think
what I'm saying?
Raina too, because with us having our talks, Raina was so used to these people having so much power over her kids
Yeah.
to where, you know, it wasn't fair. It's like you got a group of people that's right here in your life, but they're not being rational or they're not being fair, like, as far as, like, her knowing her place. Like, they were making her feel like that motherhood wasn't her place.
Exactly.
And I'm the friend that's like, bitch, be they mama. Because you already do everything. Anytime a bill come up, shoes, clothes, baby, they're not coming out their pocket. But they trying to tell you how to parent. No, I kept saying, friend, you got this.
Yeah.
Do you think God gonna bring you this far and you not be able to cover you and your kids?
Exactly.
I kept saying, friend, you can do it. You know, I'm being her biggest cheerleader.
She telling the
Because
truth. Yeah,
she didn't have nobody else behind her. Everybody else behind her. Oh, why did you do it like that, Raina?
Oh, you did it wrong.
You did it wrong. Or I said, no, bitch, everything you doing is how it go. How you doing? Yeah, chastise your kids. Because if we don't chastise them, the police gonna kill them. They gonna be in jail. Jail, dead, or whatever. We better fuck these kids up.
Yeah, it got
You know
so
what I'm
bad.
saying?
I had to be violent with my own kids. Not necessarily like violent to where I ain't handling my business, but violent to where I had to like wild out on my own family. Like, you don't run shit, you don't run shit, and you don't run shit. Okay, y'all help me out. Did God bless you? Y'all believe in God? Did God bless you? He blessed you, he blessed you, he blessed you. Okay, you got your favors, so let me do mine. But, you know, we was living on that stigma. My grandfather finally just said it to me. He said, you know what? We never had nobody to go to prison in the family. And I said, what? And he said, you know, all those other girls, when they went to prison, they just left their kids with their mama and all of that. So we just expected you to do it. We just expected you to...
Just leave them.
Yeah, just do it.
Come back
Right. And then when you came, you know, because I'm already raised by alpha, so I'm an alpha, you know what I'm saying? I always been. I came telling them what to do. And my kids is like, I remember one time my son told my grandma I was bullying him. Bullying?
Where do these kids come up with this stuff at? They don't think you
But
can
shit
book
for
them, tell
her,
them what to do.
but when you, it has to be different because for us, we with our kids every day and they know, like, you can't tell me I'm bullying you. You know I'm parenting you.
Mm-hmm.
But
it had to be
they
harder.
wasn't in the household, they were still
They
see
were
this
still,
woman every
like-
day.
They would.
It
Yeah, I would go
was
see
like
'em.
she's seeing them every single day. They
So
just
did you
were
have
not
to go
in
through the
household.
DHS process to get them back, or did your family just have, like, how did you
I
just came
just
back and
took
got
them.
your babies? Okay.
I just took them.
Okay.
Actually, we could have actually sorted it out with the courts and the things. But at this point, I just was like, well, what's for me is for me. I was going to let God deal with it. Anybody knows my personality, well, I was just going to see what they was going to do about it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just going to do it. They was going. I mean, because seriously, like my children, I was paying for AAU track, football, picking them up. And I lived on Britain and MacArthur. And my kids lived on Sooner and 45th. You know what I'm saying? So I was like going broke to be a mama. And I'm like, this just can't be this way. You know, something's got to give. And my daughter called me one day and said, we don't want to live with her no more. And I was like, what? What you mean you won't live with her no more? And she was like, well, we got to go. So I was like, so I'm going to be mama for real? And she was like, yeah. Is you going to get us a house? So, like, in a matter of months, I came up with $10,000, furnished the house, and I still didn't feel like, even when I had them in my house, I still didn't feel like their mama is kind of like I was babysitting, like I was waiting
She
on
was
them.
like, Raina was kind of letting them
Like I was waiting on my grandma to come pick them up, like.
down. I kept saying, put your foot. I said, quit giving. Like Raina be like, okay, so do you want to wash the dishes and you want to take out the trash? I said, bitch, don't ask them. You got to tell them.
Right.
You got to tell them,
Right.
hey, today is your day.
We
you
do
you
chores
do the
at my
dishes.
grandma's house, so this
My
is
kids
new.
got weeks. So one do it one
I got
week, the other
52
one do
faked
it.
on that one. I got
The
a
other
list. I got a whole list, so we don't be confused. You do this, and this.
They ain't
And
confused.
then I just swap 'em.
That's what we do.
But
at
see-
the end, at the beginning of every week, we swap.
Well, see, my kids was already 15 and 13 by that time, so they was already gamed
And they
up.
wasn't into
You know,
cleaning
and
because
then my
the grandma
grandma
didn't make
has
them.
got a maid. You know what I'm saying? She might, like, the fear of God is just from her voice. Versus, I don't believe in all that yelling and stuff. You either gonna get her ass whooping,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, or I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? My grandma, like, barks all day. So you hear her, it's barking. So they consistently picking stuff up. Versus me, I'm gonna tell you, hey, you ain't gonna get that bottle? You think I work for you? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say something slick. So sometimes it kind of, go over their head because they be like, this is our mama talking like this.
Exactly.
Or, my son, I might touch something. I be like, ooh, don't put your dick beaters on my food, nigga. What's up with this? You know what I'm saying? And he be like, Mom, do Mom supposed to say that? And I be like, your hands is nasty. Like, you be jacking off. Like, what am I supposed to say? You know what I'm saying? Or people would be like, you're not supposed to say it like this. You're supposed to say it like this. I'm like, I went to parenting 5 times. Nothing about what y'all was saying is in this
Was
thing.
in this class.
Right.
You gotta do what works for you.
Yeah, I
Boom,
think
get to psychology, learn that. Like,
Right.
it's what works for you per child.
Right.
Oh, when I found that out, I'm like, oh. So I'm gonna fuck you up, you play with me. You know what I'm saying? Then we kind of like
Got
got
into
in
the
the
flow.
mood of things, but I had to like shut everybody else down. Daddies, grandmas, anybody that had an opinion had to be shut down. Because everybody had an opinion, ain't nobody had no money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I would gather up all this money. I remember working hours and hours to pay for this particular event. And my auntie who didn't have no kids would trumpet. I would be like, you know how this works. So then I learned that I was checking everybody. Like,
I think she had
It don't work
to
like this.
check from the
I had to
adults
go all
to
the way
the
down.
children.
Exactly.
Because even the kids had started forgetting that this was mama, and they'll go
Mm-hmm.
over her and be like, and then the auntie calling Raina tripping, and Raina's on some shit like, girl, I would kick your ass today. Don't,
Right.
you
For
can't
real.
check me about my kids.
had
But
to
when
get-
she got
It had to
the-
get there though.
Yeah, it had to complete. It had to go to where my auntie really believed in her head. It took. I think she really thought that she was running shit. It took for my daddy to call her and say, "Raina really gonna fight you. Like you might want to leave her alone." Cause she only told me a certain amount of times how many times she was gonna fight a person, and she kind of stuck to it. So you might want to leave her alone and just let her figure out whatever. And then my dad was like a strong influence in that. You know what I'm saying? He was very like, people make mistakes, let her make her mistake and keep going. She's never going to move forward if you don't stop holding this mistake over her head.
Right.
Like, I went to prison probably 40 times before they actually...
Exactly.
I had only been to prison one time. I had only got one felony. Like, I remember arguing with people because you can't even see my felony. But I was being treated like so, less than or...
But that comes from the people you love the most, because that's
Right.
where it hurt.
It do.
The hurt
That's when it
comes
hurt.
from the people that you love. Because I went through that. Like some of the people that I was extremely close to, I don't talk to at all.
After the
Include-
really?
I mean,
I
'cause you
had
see the real
cousins.
them.
I had cousins, first cousins. I'm the girl cousin when they go to prison. I'm the cousin writing letters, money, let you come stay with me. Then when life decides, okay, it's time for you to go to prison. I don't know why I had to go, but I did. I got one cousin I don't even hear from. A car. I didn't need no money. But then you the most beggingest cousin the nigga got. And I couldn't even get a car from you. But I ain't talked to him since. He done reached out and all type of stuff. Oh, but we ain't got nothing to talk about. Because at all your low points, I was there. I didn't need nothing from you. Could have checked on my... Even if my son would have been like,
shit.
cousin came and picked me up or he checked on me. Why is my friends doing everything? it's my friends doing I got so many family members I don't talk to.
Because I was running her shop while she was gone.
Raina about to beat people up. Raina gonna write me and say, friend, listen. She's talking about, friend, listen now. I know I ain't got no money to send you, but I clean up your shop every week because that's how I show my love for you. So I'm dead. And I'm reading this letter and I'm dead. Like, this got to be the dumbest bitch I know because she is just so fucking goofy.
But she just real though.
She real though.
That's where it counts.
She real though.
Cause everybody ain't real.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean,
everybody ain't.
when I was locked up, my shit was in discussion. Oh, her house is in foreclosure. Do y'all not think I knew this before I went? Y'all think I don't know what's going on with my house? Like, this is my house where the county assessors and the courts are going to send me paperwork discussing my house. Now, my house wouldn't have been in foreclosure had they not froze all of my assets. You know what I'm saying? So, now my house is up for discussion. Because I went to prison on a Friday. Somebody started kicking my door that Saturday.
Shut up.
So now my door kicked in, but my alarm, I had just had ADT to reset my alarm and make it real, real loud or whatever. So it scared the people out. And then it was just this big old thing. Her house is in foreclosure, woo, woo, woo. I ain't asked nobody for no help. Because I'm just waiting to cash out. I ain't asked nobody for no help. I ain't reached out to not one person like, can you help me save my house? Because I knew God did not let me work that hard to get my house to lose it. But in the event that I did lose it, I wouldn't be the first person that lost the house.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I wouldn't have been the first person that lost the house.
But one thing she wasn't going to lose was the rain.
But it's crazy how Raven says this, and you talk about how many people shared the police story, or how many people talked about how your house was on foreclosure.
I don't know why she got a shop.
And how
she
many
on her
people,
way to prison.
But you can't get people to support your positive shit of your business, or you can't get people to reassure them, hey, it takes 2 seconds.
The wigs you doing.
Right.
But they can share that motherfucking post.
Right.
Like, nigga,
I'm
selling bundles. Niggas, you sharing
like
that
shit can't go viral for me, for my business.
But people that say that type of shit, that came from a place of the closest people to you. It was just like, I was in shock, like, but see, you don't know me, I'm a bitch. When I shut down, when I cut you off, my cutoff game so strong, baby, you know, I would look right through you. I can see you right here, but baby, I don't even see you, because you don't even really exist like that, like, no more. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just like, yeah, it just show you, like, who really care for you, like, who really rock with you, who really got your back, like, who gonna really, like, hold you down, because it turns your stomach. It just make you view people in a whole different light, like, girl, I don't even fucking like you no more, like, family, blood, all of that. I'm telling, I love them, but I don't have to deal with them. You know what I mean? Like, so, and then just dealing with the case, like, the people that turned on us, it was just like, it was just a big eye-opener. Like, prison just opened your eyes. It's like God is putting you in a position, because we be so close-minded to so many people that we love them, so we are blinded by love. Like, we don't know that they behind the scenes hating on us and praying on us. And so God put you in a position to open your eyes to start removing people.
Absolutely.
And he removed them one by one. And that shit, it hurt. Oh, it hurt so, it hurt to the core. But it's just like he's also showing you who is for you. You know what I mean? Because everybody's not against you. But it was all the closest people.
He show you like a little faint part of the people that's against you, but he makes it like loud and clear.
Mm-hmm. Loud and clear.
You know, the people you might have been confused on, like you really liked them as a friend, and you thought that the feeling was mutual, so y'all was cool, but you, that one little feeling you had that you kind of ignored it, God be like,
And we expect
right
people to
here.
do just like we do.
Right.
And they
Because
don't.
you will get that feeling, but you will keep
Ignoring
fooling with them. People like,
Yeah.
they just having their own issues, so they just acting out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the whole time,
But that's just who they are, because you always get that. Oh, that's just who they are.
Your confirmation keep coming to you. We just don't pay attention to it until shit goes super bad. Like when it hit the fan, that's when you like, man, God told me this 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we ignore all the signs.
Fine.
So,
I guess we'll
very last question, and then we'll go from there. So I did kind of pull up some statistics because we are in the state of Oklahoma, and I think people should really know kind of like how much this affects people, because this is like where we have 2 of the 5 of us that have been incarcerated or put in prison. And they said that in Oklahoma we're number 2, effective as of June 2019. In Louisiana, Louisiana's now number 1.
Oh, so we done moved
down 1.
We done moved down because we was number 1.
Yes. Oklahoma incarcerates 151 women per 100,000 women.
Shit.
That is the highest national rate in incarceration of women. The top reasons for incarceration are drug-related crimes, even possession. It's a nonviolent drug-related offenses. And as you guys heard with Raina's story, when she talked about it was her first offense, never had any offenses before that. And also when you heard Raven said it was her first offense in years. So some of these women are getting, they said, really long sentences. So like the longer sentences for the crimes than any other state. Poor women receive longer sentences than wealthy women. And a lot of people are forced into blind pleas where you are taking a plea basically, and it leaves the sentencing up to your judge presiding over the case. So it just depends on, I guess, the feelings of the judge, how the judge feels about you, or some judges are a little more stricter about certain policies and have a stricter thing about policy. So like Raven said, she had a judge that basically looked at her and said, hey, you have kids to take care of, a job to get back to, a business to get back to, things like that. So I think she just kind of got some favor from her judge. But there are judges out here that just have really long, that will give like really long sentences just because. And so some women who don't have the resources to get an attorney, don't have anybody to give them the resources for the attorney, end up with longer sentences for really small crimes. I was reading a story before everybody got here, and it was this lady who basically had in her entire life 3 offenses. One of the offenses was one of the offenses was a video game that a misdemeanor for a video game. The other offense was a bogus check. So she wrote a bogus check at some point, got a misdemeanor for that. And then the last offense was a first felony charge for possession and trafficking of drugs. And basically, she got 20 years in prison for that.
I can see that because it was girls that I was locked up with, first time offenders, never had a speeding ticket, and they handing out football numbers. This girl was 19. Her and her boyfriend wouldn't tell on the cartel. Now, you know, when you're dealing with the cartel, that's a whole breed of a whole nother organization. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with the cartel, okay, you might get killed in prison.
Yeah.
You might come home to your mama dead, your kids dead, your grandpa dead, everybody dead. So they wouldn't tell on the cartel. So they gave this baby 22 years at 19. No kids, no prior felonies. Never, first time offender, never have been in trouble. How do you get 22 years?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So they gave her and the boyfriend. I think he got like 20 years and she got like 22 years.
So even going in and getting out, we know, Raven, that you got your own business. So tell everybody where they can, like, if they need to come see you, order your hair.
Okay,
girl,
so like listen,
baby, like I was. Y'all seen them hairstyles.
Listen, so everybody on the panel right now, like, you know, I do their hair or whatever. My name on Facebook is Raven Barnes. I am the owner and operator of the Rave Hair Salon and Boutique, which is located at 3525 Northwest 23rd Street, Suite B as in boy, right next door to GQ Fashions. I'm also the owner of Rave Hair Extensions, which is located inside of the salon. Website coming soon, so you will be able to order hair online. I'm also the owner of Rave Cosmetics, which is a cosmetic line that I have. I have over 72 colors, lip colors. What else? Website coming soon for
You
that. I
got
have to
your Instagram
rebrand
just
that.
in case.
My Instagram is, one of them is Slayed by Rave. That's my actual hairstyle page. And then my other page is Rave Hair Extensions and Rave Cosmetics. They don't need my Snapchat.
I can't say she is the truth. I think Raven is probably one of the only people that is straightening my hair and it ain't bushed. Y'all didn't see my hair.
Y'all see them arms?
Yeah. I mean, she gets it right.
Listen, she be posting, she posted this lady that was like 300 pounds of muscle.
Like this.
And she gonna say, this is what Raven look like when she's straightening out my edges.
Girl, that's okay, baby.
Because
You know when it's her. When Raven washes her, this about 3 heads of her.
Baby, how about the fact that my hair, even when it like get like a little humid outside or a little big, like she gets it
out.
She gets it. She gets it good.
Request.
She gets it good. So I can't say that. So y'all follow Raven. Y'all go ahead and book her for your services. I'm about to let her make me one of these wigs. I keep saying I'm gonna get bold enough, but she gonna have to sew it down because I can't be trying to find where the part's
I've been
supposed to
thinking
go.
that too.
I can't find where the part's supposed to go, so Raven's going to decide.
So this wig training.
Okay, well,
eventually.
Well, how about this?
Yeah, you know
how
what I'm
about
saying?
this, Raven?
Eventually.
I don't need to run into you at Trappy Hour one day for you to be like Capri. Your part, because she gonna act the
she gonna
fool.
put that. She gonna put that. It's gonna be some flam. You know what I'm saying? You know we got the glueless. She got the glueless wigs where you can pull back. You know what I'm saying? Pull it back out, straighten it
I'm
back
gonna
out.
give me a wig. I am gonna give me a wig.
No, they are live.
I said I'm gonna get. Y'all don't
see me in a couple weeks, baby. I
You ain't gonna know what to do.
Yeah,
you ain't gonna know how to act.
Yeah.
So me and Raina grew up together. We went to school together. Me and Raina been cutting up for forever. I do remember hearing about when Raina first went to prison. And when you first got out, I seen you was on Junebug Snap. And I was like, I got to run into her. So reruns into Raina at Seafood Party, and I'm like, this is why I've always loved Raina. We stay laughing always, forever. That's my friend. So y'all, thank you for coming. Thank you for being open to sharing y'all stories. We appreciate that. Man, that's deep, but it is definitely, I think a lot of people need to understand and hear people's stories and hear that, I'm still human. Shit, don't mistreat me. Don't act like I'm, don't act different towards me. Hell, we got a whole business owner.
Okay.
Flourishing over here.
Two of them.
Two whole business owners. Running down the plug yours.
Go ahead, Raina.
I'm Trauma Center of Oklahoma. I work with at-risk youth, parents incarcerated, bad behaviors that you can't seem to get a grip on. Here comes Raina.
Okay.
I'm very good dealing with kids that inpatient, outpatient, as far as claim they have mental issues. No. They just need a Miss Raina in their life to talk about what's going on. Because, kids have problems too.
Right.
So,
how can they get in touch with you?
83405-8664. 6 Osborne on Facebook. Baby Blue 6 on Instagram. Because, I kind of keep my pages different from my personal. Yeah. But you can reach me there.
Okay. Alrighty. You guys know we are on Seattle Hip Hop Radio every Monday and Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. You guys, as I've always said and I always will say, support us on that platform. If you have some free time throughout the week, just listen to it like you listen to Pandora. He plays several different genres of music. He's got other podcasts on there as well. So, again, at Seattle Hip Hop Radio, you can go on your mobile devices and download the app. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, which is also iTunes. We are on Anchor, which Anchor is a free app as well. And then we are on SoundCloud. And then YouTube. Yeah. I don't feel like I said all of that last week.
I don't know if you did, but make sure you plug
Okay, so YouTube, SoundCloud, Anchor, Spotify, and iTunes. And if you get lost in all of that, you can check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We have a link on there that you just click on that link and it pulls up everything that we're on, every platform that we're on that you can listen to us on.
It's in all three of our bios. So.
Yeah. Instagram, we are MochaTea_podcast. On Facebook, we are MochaTea Podcast. And on Twitter, we are MochaTea Podcast. Again, we each individually have pages as well, and we typically will post the link on there as well. So if you need to listen, that's on that. Just shoot us a request if you want to keep it old school. I always say we got an email address for you as well. It is MochaTea2018@gmail.com. Feel free to hit us up for any inquiries. Stay tuned for all the stuff we have going on. We posted so much yesterday. We had a lot going on this weekend, and it's just going to continue to go on as the months go on. So, again, thank you for listening, and we are out.